What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Over the course of the last week or so, I and a few friends of mine have had the chance to ride a good chunk of new coasters in the Maine/New Hampshire area. Although we were mostly credit hunting, some coasters proved much more than that and left me quite thrilled and surprised. And while I could go on praising rides like Superman, which was great, or Untamed, which was also cool, I instead wanted to highlight a lesser known park with quite honestly one of the best wooden coasters I've ever ridden. In fact, I might say it's the best wooden coaster in all of New England. But before I get into that, I first want to talk about the park and a few key features that I think are worth noting. For starters, this park is known as Funtown Splashtown U.S.A, and it is a hybrid water/theme park located in the lower end of Maine. It's situated in a densely formed forest that has adapted and shaped its way around the place for many years, making for some awesome scenery and a fun atmosphere to walk around in. During our visit, we were able to experience 7 of the attractions, 2 of which were coasters, as well as the entire water park. So I'll start off with the experience first. Being situated in said forest, coming up to the place is a bit underwhelming given you can't see many of the rides, but don't be mistaken, there are a ton of things to do past what you can see. Like, when I went through the park entrance, I saw a Wild Mouse coaster, some weird attraction called Astrosphere, a log flume, swings, and even a massive go-kart circuit, all of which weren't visible from the parking lot. And those weren't even half the rides there. Not only that, the park also has super reasonable prices, with the water park and theme park both for just under $50. So you do end up getting a lot of children and families coming to the area. And that's always nice too, just because it makes the visit a little better without all the riffraff and drama presented by some crowds that you might find at, say, a Six Flags park. The place also smells really good, which is something I wish more theme parks would invest time and money into, and it's also very natural and earthly with lots of shade, which is also another huge plus. Temperatures can get well into the 90s here, even the hundreds, so having that extra cover makes the experience much better. But enough of that, let's talk attractions. When we first entered the park, we headed straight to the Wild Mouse, and right off the bat, I could already tell it was more well maintained than some other places. This mouse, manufactured by Moorer Rides, is a near exact model of another Moorer mouse located at Six Flags New England, which I had ridden a week prior, so I did have something to compare it to. And I'll be completely honest, I'm not a fan of these coaster types, but this one wasn't all that bad. Good, powerful laterals on top, a few punchy airtime moments, and most importantly, this thing had a smooth brake run. The one at Six Flags just totally jabbed into your stomach and just ruined the entire experience, so I was happy when I came off of this one just fine. Following the mouse, we explored the park a little more and wound up at Excalibur. This is the coaster I mentioned at the beginning of the video that may very well be the best wooden coaster in New England, and one of the best on the East Coast. Man, I don't even know where to begin with this. My expectations were absolutely exceeded. I guess I'll just start with one of these. Manufactured by Custom Coasters International, Excalibur was designed by Larry Bill and opened to the public in 1998. Before riding, I had a chance to speak to the mechanic that kept it so good all these years. His name was Billy, and he does things like the track walk every morning, and for those of you who don't know what that is, basically someone is required to walk and inspect the length of a coaster's track every day before park opening, and run basic tests in computer systems early on. He also noted that seeing as CCI, the ride's original manufacturer, is no longer in operation, the Gravity Group has actually done a fair amount of reprofiling themselves, which became apparent our second time around the layout. The coaster has great pacing, lots of airtime, fun twists and dips, and takes you through the forest providing some awesome views, and I've heard really good night rides. Thanks to Billy and the other mechanics at the park, the thing was also crazy smooth and just provided that perfect wooden coaster experience. I literally have zero complaints about this coaster. Absolutely phenomenal ride. Following Excalibur, we rode Thunder Ridge Falls, their log flume, the swings, a pirate ship, and a really cool indoor attraction known as the aforementioned Astrosphere. What they've essentially done is put a scrambler inside of a dome, painted it, and filled a room with black light, then put on a laser show full of fog, strobe lights, music, etc. It was a pretty neat experience and easily had the longest line in the park. We also rode Dragon's Descent, a 220-foot S&S drop tower, then headed over to the water park. Now, I'm no slide enthusiast, but they had some good body and raft slides over there too. Poseidon's Plunge was a fun one. It's one of those that has a trap door beneath you and just lets go below your feet. They had a toilet bowl slide, which was cool, and they had these super sick racing slides that shot down the middle of the park. Super rad place, would definitely recommend a combo pass if you're into that stuff. After that, we rode Excalibur 1 or 2 more times, and then we decided to call it a day after getting some off-ride footage of the coaster. Overall, in its own cool little way, this was one of my favorite parts of the trip. It's not massive like Six Flags or anything, but the whole vibe here is just awesome, and you could easily spend an entire day in the park. Before I wrap things up, I also need to give another huge shout out to the park and Corey for accommodating us. They provided us with free admission to both parks, took us up some exits to board rides, and gave us filming permissions, which isn't something they normally allow, so I was super appreciative of that, and it made our stay great. Funtown Splashtown is an awesome little park, and I would absolutely recommend it to everyone here currently watching. And I'm not saying that just for the review, I genuinely mean it. Like, you will have a good time if you come here. We certainly enjoyed our stay, and a big thanks to you guys at home who are watching this review. It means a lot. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. That would be a big help, and stay ready for another video coming at you Friday in just 2 short days. My name's Josiah, and this has been a review of Funtown Splashtown USA. Can't wait to see you all Friday, and I hope you have a good one. See ya.